I love how y'all have selective hearing. I said I'm hearing if they don't give us what we want, we sitting out. And that's the truth. Good.
AngelReese has made one of the most daring demands in WNBA history. Despite struggling on the court, missing easy shots and underperforming in multiple games, she continues to stir controversy. Yet, she now insists on NBA-level pay. And if that weren't bold enough, she's even suggested the possibility of a lockout if the league doesn't meet her demands.
I'm hearing they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, we sit out.
That's a possibility.
I guarantee you, the intelligent folks, and there are plenty in the WNBA, are saying, will you two, it's just shut up. Sit out.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve.
This isn't just entitlement. It's outright delusion. Today, we're diving into exactly why AngelReese is way off base, how her actions are actually hurting the WNBA, and let's be real, why no one would even blink if she chose to sit out. Buckle up, because we're about to break down just how absurd this entire situation really is.
That's 40, 50 million. You know who would clap for you all sitting out? The NBA. So they don't have to subsidize your dumbasses to the tune of 40 to 50 million.
AngelReese is demanding superstar money, but let's be honest, she can't even consistently make a layup. If you're pushing for a bigger paycheck, your performance should back it up, right? Well, Reese isn't even close. Game after game, she's racking up missed shots, struggling to finish at the rim, and putting up some of the worst shooting percentages we've seen.
Threaten the lockout. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. This is why sometimes you probably should have somebody look over a podcast. She's threatening to go on strike. I actually understand it's the way negotiations work in the CBA. Not on a...
One glance at her field goal percentage tells you everything you need to know. You can't be a post player shooting in the mid-30s and expect to be taken seriously, especially when you're the worst in the league at finishing within 5 feet of the rim. Even her own fans have started calling her out for padding her rebounding stats by missing shots on purpose just to grab the board again. That's not elite play. It's just stat chasing disguised as hustle.
Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
AngelReese is demanding NBA-level money while struggling to make easy shots, turning the ball over and creating drama instead of dominating games. Rather than letting her performance do the talking, she's built a reputation on trash talk, unnecessary scuffles, and over-the-top antics. But here's the real problem. None of it translates to actual success on the court.
AngelReese wants credit. The reason why WNBA is up is because of AngelReese. She's not getting enough credit. She did this too. She taunted CaitlinClark. She made this.
Her constant taunting of CaitlinClark, stirring up drama, and then playing the victim when things don't go her way have made her one of the WNBA's most polarizing figures. Yet, despite all of this, Reese somehow believes she's a driving force behind the league's growth and deserves a bigger paycheck because of it.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off CaitlinClark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks CaitlinClark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with CaitlinClark. Then she's played.
Let's get one thing straight. AngelReese is not carrying the WNBA. Not even close. The league's rise in popularity has little to do with her, and everything to do with CaitlinClark. And the numbers prove it.
And isn't she shooting 35% from the field? Can somebody tell me who in the world watches a 35% shooter from the paint that is basically grabbing her own rebounds from her own miss?
When CaitlinClark steps on the court, arenas are packed, TV ratings skyrocket, and ticket prices triple. But when she's not playing, attendance drops and the buzz dies down. Meanwhile, AngelReese hasn't moved the needle at all, yet she still acts like she's on Clark's level when it comes to growing the league. That's not confidence. That's pure delusion.
If I'm an NBA owner, I didn't get rich by wasting a couple million on something that has no chance of making money. These two, sit out. Sit out. See what happens. Now, I would miss watching the Fever. I would miss watching CaitlinClark, but I wouldn't miss anything.
Now, AngelReese is taking her entitlement to a whole new level, hinting at a lockout if the WNBA doesn't start paying her more. But let's be real. Why would the league invest in a player who hasn't proven she can dominate? Why should team owners hand out bigger checks to someone who isn't even a top player at her position? Reese carries herself like an MVP candidate, but the reality is she's nowhere near that level. She seems to believe that just because social media hypes her up, she's automatically worth more. But here's the thing. Hype doesn't equal value. Not in basketball and definitely not in business.
AngelReese came into the league without CaitlinClark. Nobody would know who Dijon Carrington was, her sidekick, or no one would know who
AngelReese wants a bigger paycheck, but her best move would be to elevate her game first. Instead of stirring up drama and complaining about salaries, she should focus on dominating matchups, making smarter plays, and proving her worth on the court. At the end of the day, talking won't get her paid. Winning will.
Just hope y'all know, the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
He might cover that. Yeah, it definitely covers that.
What is my, I don't even know my...
And here's the kicker. If players like Dijon Carrington actually sat out, the WNBA wouldn't even notice. In fact, without all the extra drama and distractions, the league might be better off.
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
The WNBA's growth isn't driven by AngelReese. It's fueled by CaitlinClark and a handful of truly elite players. With or without Reese, the league will continue to thrive. Meanwhile, she risks becoming just another player who talks big, but fails to back it up where it matters most. On the court.
If you really want to go into business, you need to pay some money back. You made absolutely nothing. You haven't really enhanced the league. CaitlinClark has.
We have to be completely honest about this, whether we like it or not. 90% of this revived or renewed interest is really based around one singular.
Reese and Carrington are acting like the WNBA is overflowing with cash. But let's be real. The league still depends on the NBA's financial support to stay afloat. Yet, they're out here demanding NBA-level salaries without even understanding how their own league actually operates.
I was funding this league. I'd say, all right, hold on. You got a golden goose. We all got one in CaitlinClark. These people that are criticizing CaitlinClark, these people that are hitting CaitlinClark, these people that are talking as if they are as important as CaitlinClark are hurting our opportunity. They're hurting.
Let's break it down. Unlike the NBA, which generates billions annually through TV deals, sponsorships, merchandise, and ticket sales, the WNBA is still operating at a loss. In fact, the league depends heavily on NBA financial support, with the NBA injecting around $40 to $50 million each year just to keep it afloat.
Want to grow the game? All right, grow the game. All I'm saying is if you want to play in the big leagues, if you want to be somebody that transcends the game, you got to have a personality. I will give AngelReese this. She has a personality. It's ignorance. It's stupid. I mean, it's real.
This is where Reese really exposes her lack of understanding. She recently went on a podcast complaining that future WNBA rookies will earn more than her due to the upcoming collective bargaining agreement. She acted like this was some massive injustice, completely ignoring the fact that salaries naturally rise as leagues generate more revenue. It's just basic sports economics. Instead of focusing on improving her game to secure a bigger contract down the line, Reese is out here whining about future paychecks that don't even exist yet.
Continue to use my voice to speak for what we want and deserve as a league. Thank you. No, that's not what you did. You said me, I. They're going to get more than us. I deserve more, blah, blah, blah.
Now, let's tackle the biggest myth. Reese keeps insisting that she's a driving force behind the WNBA's growth.
And the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
Here's the reality. AngelReese isn't the one fueling the WNBA's growth. CaitlinClark is, and the numbers prove it. Every major spike in viewership and ticket sales this season can be traced back to one player. Indiana Fever games are selling out nationwide, not because of Reese, but because Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent who is reshaping the league.
Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, my friend.
On the other hand, Reese's games don't generate nearly the same excitement. Fans aren't lining up to watch her miss easy shots or stir up drama. The WNBA's momentum is being fueled by a select few truly marketable superstars, and Reese simply isn't one of them.
I have a suggestion for you. Don't sit down. You have a real opportunity right now. The only time, think about it, baseball is going to go away on ESPN. ESPN is pushing women's sports like never before. Instead of having every single person with a reasonable mind say, look, morons, nobody's going to miss you. This is your time. Take advantage.
Yet she still believes she's entitled to a massive paycheck just because she's loud and brings drama. But in sports, salaries aren't based on attitude. They're based on actual value. If the WNBA were $1 billion business, sure, players could push for bigger contracts. But when the league is still struggling financially, and Reese isn't even among the top players, Why should she be cashing more?
She's on Nate Carrington. You wouldn't even know who she was if she didn't try to beat up CaitlinClark in a game. You wouldn't even know, but these two clowns got together as the dumbest people in sports and saying, wait for it, they need more money, threatening to hold out if they don't get what they...
NBA owners might actually breathe a sigh of relief if players like Reese stepped away. It would mean no more money wasted on mediocrity. The reality is, her entitlement and complete lack of awareness are putting her in a bad spot. She thinks she's pressuring the WNBA into giving her a massive raise, but all she's really doing is proving how little she understands about the business side of sports. If Reese and others follow through on her empty threats to sit out, the league won't collapse. In fact, it might actually thrive without them. Up next, we're breaking down why AngelReese's latest meltdown is only making things worse, how she's damaging her own reputation, and why she's putting her future in the league at serious risk.
I think Angel's more concerned about being an influencer, content creator, over being a better basketball player. This was her taking pictures, hanging out with some rappers and producers, etc.
You think you could get a bucket in this format, full court 3-on-3?
You don't think I can get a bucket?
Yeah.
If AngelReese on my team, yeah.
Right now, the biggest obstacle in AngelReese's career isn't the WNBA. It's AngelReese herself. Instead of proving her worth through skill and performance, she's making demands that no one can take seriously. She acts like sitting out would hurt the league. But let's be real, her absence wouldn't make a difference. The truth is, AngelReese is replaceable. She's not an MVP caliber player, not a dominant scorer, and not even a reliable presence on the court. She's an inefficient shooter who struggles to finish at the rim, stirs up unnecessary drama, and relies more on controversy than talent. So if she actually decided to sit out, what would the WNBA be losing? Absolutely nothing.
Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. She has no skills. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player. That's why she spends so much time half naked and taking pictures and promoting things that have nothing to do with basketball.